The Trump administration said it is freezing more than $2.2 billion in grants and contracts to Harvard University. But why? Let's tell you quickly. Last Friday, the Trump administration sent a letter to Harvard University asking it to end its diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives in hiring, admissions, and programs. The letter also called on the university to reduce the power of students and faculty members over the university's affairs and demanded systematic screening of student organizations and international students, a move supposedly aimed at curtailing anti-Semitism on campus. So here's what the letter said. The disruption of learning that has plagued campuses in recent years is unacceptable. The harassment of Jewish students is intolerable. It is time for elite universities to take the problem seriously and commit to meaningful change if they wish to continue receiving taxpayer support. Well, the administration's demands also included sharing its hiring data with the government and bringing in an outside party to ensure that each academic department is viewpoint diverse. The failure to comply could result in the loss of billions in federal funding, the administration warned. And now, the task force announced a freeze on $2.2 billion in multi-year grants and $60 million in multi-year contract value to Harvard University. The freezer amount is a fraction of the $9 billion in federal funding that Harvard receives. Harvard responded swiftly and rejected the administration's demands. The institution said it will not comply with demands issued by the Trump administration as they are in contravention of the First Amendment and invade university freedoms long recognized by the Supreme Court. Many have come in Harvard's support. Former President Barack Obama said Harvard has set an example, and Bernie Sanders also congratulated Harvard. Since coming back to the White House in January, US President Donald Trump and his administration have aggressively targeted universities and tried to eradicate diversity efforts with claims of campuses promoting anti-Semitism. Trump has a list of demands from the elite universities, which, if followed, will continue to get federal funding from the government. Trump has complained about racial discrimination in higher education, suggesting universities were increasingly hostile to white students. He vowed to eliminate universities' diversity, equity, and inclusion programs and instead called for screening international students for purported support of terrorism, anti-Semitism, and hostility. The US president also wants universities to ban face masks on campuses to stop protesters from concealing their identity. Trump has halted federal funding for all Ivy League universities except for the University of Pennsylvania and Dartmouth College. The decision is linked to an ongoing investigation into anti-Israel demonstrations that have occurred on these campuses since October 2023. Several other universities across the country have also seen their funding impacted as part of the same probe.